12:32, I'm having this meal. Even though I took the picture, I purposefully didn't record a video then and there because my parents were there, so I just decided to do it here where no one's gonna ask me questions about me tracking my health. Forget all of that, moreover, I want my peace. So I added a lot more mango chutney and a lot more hummus, which is on this slice here. The mango chutney's on this slice than I usually would, and I did that because they were about to finish, so I just scooped up the rest of it and for the hummus and the mango chutney and just poured it on. It was a lot, and because of that, it is quite palatable. It certainly could be hyper palatable because of the mango chutney with how much sugar's it probably has. I can check. I have put it in the bin, but there's basically it's a clean bin, so I actually can check. But oh, actually no, I might have recorded it in my MyFitnessPal stat, so I might not even have to get it from the bin. But anyway, yeah, I'm having this meal now, and I'm not having the jollof, even though I thought of having it because, again, my parents were there, and I don't want to give them another reason to try and say, well, we do this, we do that for you. I've heard that enough times in my life. I don't want to give them another reason to do that. Even though I use their cheese, I just don't want it. I don't want it. I want my peace. So that's the meal, and I've got my water with me to drink it down with. It's almost full. It's not even. It's well over 3/4. I'd say like 7/8 sort of full. So I certainly will be drinking my water as I eat this meal. I haven't with the bites that I've had beforehand before making this video, but I will do now. Oh, actually, I've just come up with a new idea. How about you have one bite, and then from there, I have to have a drink. That way, my water intake is accounted for. I can make that a non-negotiable rule from now on. From this point onwards, Monday, the 3rd of October, 2012, or probably 12:39 p.m. seeing as it's 2 minutes. Yeah, no, not 12:39, 12:34. Yeah, I could say from this moment onwards, I can do a non-negotiable rule. Have one bite, and then I have to have a drink, so that without fail, I keep on. Well, not on this. More on track. There you go. With my water intake. Yeah, self-hug time. I'm really helping myself out here, you know. And my parents are helping me out too. But I just don't want them to say, well, we've done this and that for you. They were doing that yesterday. I don't want it, man. I don't want it. That didn't happen for no reason. That didn't happen for no reason. My dad felt the need to do it. He was shouting at me, and I showed him disrespect back. He got a taste of his own medicine, and he couldn't handle it. So yeah, here we go. Anyway, yeah, that's it. I feel really happy with this idea that I've come up with, and I can certainly make it a non-negotiable rule from now on for sure. Anyway, I'm gonna have this meal now. No one opened the door. It was just the door opened by itself, even though the window was completely closed. I don't know how that happened, but yeah, no one was there when the door opened. When the door opened slightly. It's 12:49 and just finito, and I finished this off completely. It wasn't full, but it basically was. And now look, I couldn't even finish the whole thing because when I was having one bite full, I was drinking like at least 3 gulps. I'm done. I'm finito. I'm gonna let it rest. I was watching YouTube whilst eating this in bed. Sat down in bed, by the way. Yeah. I was also thinking of eating on the table. It was getting a bit too loud, so I just paused for a few minutes. As I was saying, I was thinking of eating on this table. This one. And I was thinking of doing that because it'd be easier to grab my bottle from the table and drink rather than grab it on this bed, which you shake about a little bit. It's not all that big a deal as I'm making it out to be, but it is something worth thinking about. think eating on the table will create healthier boundaries with me and the food I eat, because the food wouldn't be sat on my lap. Sorry, it's not a human being. The food wouldn't be on my lap. The food is not a human, it's not an animate object. The food will not be on my lap. I'm saying that as if it just got there. I wouldn't put my food on my lap if I ate on the table. That's number one. Number two, it'd just be it'd be more convenient to see because of where I'm sitting on the edge of the bed. It'd be on the right if I'm eating on the bed, whereas if it's on the table, it's right in front of me. So I might actually always eat on sat down by the table from now on, or if not, and I do want to eat stood up, which is fine, especially if I want to expend more calories through non-exercise, as in like like the conventional way of working out in the gym or doing some bodyweight exercises at home or something like that, then yeah, that's fine, but I'd have some water by my side for sure. Anyway, I'm done. My throat feels a little bit sore from all that talking, but I feel full and I feel slightly thirsty, actually. My throat barely feels, actually no, I don't think, no, my throat doesn't feel sore at all. I do feel a bit thirsty though. Even after having all of that water, yes, I do feel a bit thirsty. So I do need to drink a bit more, even though I've just drunk that massive amount, and I'll do that slowly throughout the day. Yeah. But anyway, I'll finish that later. I'm done. I might actually indirectly be putting myself through eating less calories each day, or maybe even a calorie deficit, because I'm now drinking a lot more water with my meals from this point onwards. It's not going to be every time, and that is something I'm just going to have to remember, but it'll at least be more and more and more over time. Yeah. Cheers to making more progress, people. I want to explain the photo that I showed before the video that's just come up. So I don't know, oh yes, I remember. Okay, so impulsively, because I was feeling very thirsty after coming back, I put myself on the firing line to make impulsive eating decisions, but I did keep it in control. The jollof was there, again, convenient as ever. It's basically the first thing you see one of the first things you see when you come into the kitchen. I was thinking of having it with spinach. That's why I got the spinach out. Now, I was thinking of putting it the spinach in the jollof, rinsing it first and then adding it in, and then drying it with the piece of paper that I had. But I knew that I wanted to have the rice and curry. I remembered that I wanted to have the rice and curry that I had left over, specifically because it was going to go off soon, with connotations that the curry in particular was going to go off soon. And I think it's safe to eat still. I smelled it and it smelled okay, and I didn't see any signs of mold on either the curry or the rice, so I'm going to eat it and see how I feel. I didn't like the look of how little vegetables there seemed to be in the curry, so I added spinach there. It was already out, so it was very convenient. And that's why the bowl in front of the larger bowl is empty. And then the bowl to the right of the larger bowl is the bowl I originally put the rice and curry in, but decided to dish out into the larger bowl so I could add the spinach in easily. Now, this is very interesting because the larger, you can see how much space, basically an entire small bowl could actually take. It's half the larger bowl. Like, that's a full portion. Maybe smaller than what I take as a child, because I didn't know any better, and that's what I see my dad doing. But it's still a large portion nonetheless. I was feeling very, 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 very thirsty, and I thought I was tipsy on dehydration when I was out, because my throat felt extremely dry. However, I wasn't having irrational thoughts. I wasn't feeling that thirsty. I was able to acknowledge it and know that I needed to go home soon. And that's what I did. I came back home. On another side note, I have some holes in my socks, which I need to get rid of. I made a video recently about clothes, and I still have holes in my socks. I still have some socks with holes in. Even my black Nike shoes has holes. Most of my shoes don't, but I mean, come on, man. I've had them for like 5 years. I need to get rid of them. Anyway, yeah, I haven't actually had the meal yet. It's still here, hot as ever in the microwave. This can't be healthy long term, surely. This cannot be healthy long term, surely. I'm actually experiencing a sense of deja vu. I think I had a dream, which I was dressed like this, and I did something like this. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, using the microwave so often can't be healthy, surely. That's probably something I could do research on. There's no need to put myself at danger because of all of the microwaves I'm ingesting by heating my food up with the microwave. On a side note, I ate and I didn't wash up and dry away. I've just left the plate, which I used to have my sandwich on, just here in the room on the table. I don't have any other dishes, but the place is a mess. The recycling bin's overfull because I haven't taken out the rubbish, but I will do. Quite a few clothes in there. No one deserves those clothes, so I'm not going to donate them. They just need to get rid of, disposed of. But yeah, I'm going to have the meal. I've got my fork with me to promote healthier meal hygiene, and I've got my water with me completely full. I've taken a couple of sips already because I'm feeling thirsty even still, and I'll take one bite at a time and then a drink. I'll keep the lid open because I have to twist it, and it'd be quite tedious to keep on twisting it closed, twisting it open every time I want to drink. And I'll be having a drink after every single forkful, not after every bite, after every forkful. Yeah, I found that works. I drink like I drank basically the entire flask whilst doing it that way. And I could probably do more than that, drink more than that, by having forkfuls rather than large mouthfuls when I was having my sandwich, which I didn't use any utensils for, unless you want to count my hands as utensils. Yeah. Anyway, I'm feeling thirsty, and I'm going to have my meal. I'm going to be away from the table, far away from the table which my flask will be on, so that I don't accidentally bump into it whilst it's open. I'm also going to open the window as well. I don't need this room stinking like a curry. Yeah. On a side note, thanks to my sister for allowing me to stay in here. I certainly am going to feel grateful for things that my family has done for me, but more so from a distance, just so that I can keep my peace, my state of mind. I'm not sure if I said I'm going to eat this meal stood up, but I'm going to do it. I'm doing this impulsively, but deep down I want to be eating stood up so that it's harder to eat too much. It would be more difficult for me to eat to the point where I can't stand up straight, because I would have already been standing up straight whilst eating. Yeah. Je suis finito. I'm absolutely finished. I also had the entire 1.9 litres of water. I had one bite too much. I listened to my limit and I pushed it anyway, because you can see how little there is. I impulsively wanted to finish it off. It's like, oh well, we have this little left. Why not just finish it off? I'm not going to be able to have that as another portion. For future reference, please don't do that. Do not eat just to finish things off. Yeah, don't not overestimate. Don't push your boundaries. Your belly's telling you you're full, that means you're full. You don't have to throw it away. You can eat it later. But if you're feeling full and hydrated, cut it off right there. You can always go back to it if you want. Heck, if you really want to, you can have it as a extra portion with something else. But do not push your limits. Don't push your limits knowing damn well you're pushing your limits. If you're pushing your limits and you're unaware that you're doing that, fair enough. But if you purposefully decide to not listen to your limits, what are you doing, man? But I know that I was pushing my limits by having another bite and I did it anyway. Please don't. There's no need to feel too full. That's literally why I'm practicing eating with a fork all of the time from now on, rather than with a spoon. And that's why I'm making it harder for myself to eat too much by eating stood up, so that it's harder for myself to eat to the point where I find it difficult to stand up after getting up from a chair, for example. For that reason, just so that my parents don't give you a funny look when I eat stood up, or try and tell me to sit down. Am I going to eat in the room or in the garden? I'm not doing that. I know what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. I don't need to be critiqued by them. But yeah, here we go. I'm gonna finish this off later, and I'll add an extra clip here saying what time it is when I felt this way. I'm gonna go get an extra 1.9 litres of water when I've done it, and also track the fact that I've had another 1.9 litres. It is 5:26. I don't remember when I started my meal, but yeah, I'll have to find out actually. 5:02 in the evening, and it's now 5:26. So yeah, you can clearly tell I've been taking it slow. I'm not finished, and that's fine. I haven't completely, sorry. I am finished. I've eaten to a point where I feel full and hydrated. So I am finished, but the portion isn't. There's a difference. I've reached my limits, so I am finished, but I'll have this later. Yeah. So usually I'd eat in like 10 minutes, and it's been double that, and that's fine because I've been drinking an adequate amount of water rather than just eating without any drinking. I said that's something that I wanted to improve, and I've done that now. I've got my non-negotiable rule: one forkful, and then drink, and so on. I actually was going to go for 2 forkfuls at a time sometimes, but I'm having to undo it. There was like but I put the fork down, and I followed my rules. I did. I exercised self-control. I did, and self-hug for doing that. Otherwise, I'll make my stomach feel really uncomfortable. 6:25 in the evening. I'm having this. I'm finishing it off. I'm having the apple. It was just out with me in the room. I am gonna have it because there'll be quite a lot of water content in there to help me with getting more water. But I've had less than 8 litres, 7.7 litres I've tracked worth of water, and my piss is still light yellow. Sway has some answering to do. Sway has a lot of answering to do. I can't believe this. Yeah, anyway, I am going to finish this off. And on a side note as well, I started seeing my face start to have some wrinkles near in between my nose and my lips from all the talking that I've been doing. And I think because of that, starting to look in the mirror, how much I've been doing is getting unhealthy. You can probably see it as I'm talking now, like the wrinkles here and the wrinkles here on my cheeks. I was starting to look at them thinking, how have I been aging? How have I started to see signs of aging at my age, at 20? I mean, come on. I actually put some Nivea deep moisturising cream to try and undo that, but yeah, it's gotten unhealthy now. I can't just not live my life and not speak to try and get rid of them. That's a part of life. That's a part of aging, man. I'm not going to just stop communicating because I'm seeing that. I can look into skincare more, to be fair, but I'm not going to just stop talking because of that. No. Anyway, I'm going to have this now. Yeah. I was thinking of having the apple with Greek yogurt, slice it up. So it looks more appetizing, but no, I'll just have it as it is. No relieve constipation. My bum doesn't feel sore, but I'm gonna do it anyway. It shouldn't have to get to that point before I do it. And yeah, just allow myself to stay healthy, slowly but slowly, bit by bit, more and more as the days pass. Anyway, yeah, I'm gone. It's 26 past 9 and I'm feeling extremely hungry. So hungry, I very quickly dug out all of the remaining jollof with the spoon here and put all of it in this one bowl. And I was looking at it and saying, you see this? Have half of that. Hence, this happened. But to show that it was basically a full bowl, I will pour it back in and then you can see what I was seeing. Right, here goes. Only take a couple seconds and then I can dish it back out. Oh my gosh. Dig out every grain so it's accurate and it's truthful. Some of the stew's not going to be there, but as you can see, just a very little stew there, negligible amount. So I was looking at this. I pushed it a bit there to make it more realistic. I was looking at this, thinking, you see this? Have half of that. I want to use the word ravenously. I ravenously dug out the remaining jollof. I don't know why I want to use that word though. I'm not sure if I'm using that correctly. I really do need to read more. It'd help knowing the words that I use more. That's one of the cons of acquiring a language and being a native. You might not actually really know what the words you use really mean because you wouldn't go on a dictionary look all the time. But yeah, I've decided to practice self-control. I am feeling hungry, but it is late, so I'm not going to want to eat all that much. And I'm chopping this in half like how I showed. I'm going to put that in this bowl. And I also want to make a note of my water intake. I might be 1.9 litre worth of water incorrect because I drank another one of these as I was collecting the Friday to Sunday clips that have just passed. Friday to Sunday of last week, eating and drinking section clips that have just passed. Sorry, let me try that again. Whilst I was collecting the clips from last week, Friday to Sunday, I had one of these and I might have tracked it twice on accident. That's what I was trying to say. Hence, my logs might say that I've drunk more water than I actually have done today. If that is the case, then that's just my bad. But at least I'm working towards drinking more. Speaking of, I'm gonna use my fork, which I didn't think about until now, but I will do. I'll use my fork, and I will drink after every forkful. So yeah, I'm gonna put this in the microwave. I'm gonna just have half, put that in the microwave, and then from there have something to eat. It's now 29 past 9 and I'll say when I'm having the meal. Yeah, I knew there was no way I was going to eat what I showed in the previous clip, that amount. I knew I wasn't going to eat that much, even though it's low protein, there's no meat in there. I knew I wasn't, yeah. That was way too much to eat in one portion for one human being. Do you see the size of that? I asked that question as if I didn't show it. But yeah, you did see it if you watched it a couple of minutes back. Some of it poured onto the floor. I just picked it up and put it in the sink. I have some self-respect. I'm not eating from the floor, man. I am not eating every single food I drop on the floor and put that into my mouth. No, I'm not doing that. Sorry, that might have been coherent, but I am feeling hungry and thirsty at the same time. Bear with me. Even with this amount of water that I've drunk, potentially over 8 litres, I'm still feeling it. It's more ideal than ever. I'm drinking a more ideal amount of water than I have before in the recent past, but I need to drink more. I'm just listening to my body, and then from there I'll know whether I'm not underdoing it, doing it the right amount, or overdoing it, and everything in between. I'll know. I'm just listening to my body and making references from there. Things might change as how much I want to drink. My ideal water intake for every season of the year might change as the years go on, and that's fine. I'll take that into account as the years go on. But yeah, at least I made a start. 20. Yeah. 20 going on 21. At least I've made a start. Self-hug. This is what I've got, because my left hand's on the camera. But yeah, at least I'm making a start. Even though, yeah, I could say I should have done this when I was younger. I'm not actually that harsh on myself anymore. I used to be, but I now know when I'll be destructively criticizing my efforts, and I know not to do that. At least I'm not doing it as much. So I'm not actually that hard on myself anymore. But anyway, the food is done. It's steaming hot. So I'm gonna make sure it's hot all the way around, and then I'll say when I'm having a meal. I've just tried some of it and it's very hot. I purposefully am not adding spinach this time, even though I gave myself that idea to do that, to make it slightly healthier, because I want to eat less. It's late and I want to go to bed, so I'm not going to add spinach to make it even more, to make it have even more volume, it being this meal, of course. I've just tried a little bit. I tried a little thoughtful, probably like that much. And yeah, it's certainly hot, it's steaming hot. I might add some things to make it more palatable, because this has got boring, but not spinach. Yeah, maybe some coleslaw if there is any around. 9:39, I'm now having my meal. You might think that having jollof with salad cream is criminal, but you gotta do what you have to do. You have to do what you have to do. But yeah, the reason why I'm having this one is because there's another one there, but it's in a Dolmio container. So even if I wanted to track the calories in that, I can't, because there's no information about it on the wrapper, nothing. I'm not talking about this one. Yeah, I'll show you. Yes, I'm being dead serious. Shito in the Dolmio container. You can't make this up. I was thinking of having sweet corn and I saw these, but then I see it's moldy, as you can see there. I don't want to open it. I don't want to show it. Wow, that tells more of a story, doesn't it? Yeah, no thanks. It's the same story for the other one, even though I haven't opened it, but you can see, oh, no you can't. It looks a little bit green. I'll open it. There you go. Again, revealing, isn't it? I'm not having that, it was at the back of the fridge. Oh my gosh. No thanks. Yeah, I'm not having that. But anyway, that's the meal that I'm gonna have. It was right at the back of the fridge and it wasn't being eaten, so there you go. But yeah, forget that. I'm not having that. You must be mad. I'm actually gonna wash my hands. That was disgusting. Hazardous to my health. Not disgusting. I'm not really squeamish about such stuff. I'm not really squeamish about much, really. But yeah, that is hazardous to my health, so I'm certainly washing my hands before having my meal. That was the fork I used to dish out the shito, by the way. It's literally just pepper. Hold on a sec. For those that don't know, that was £6. There you go, those are the ingredients, as you can see right there. And if you want to carry on looking at them, you can pause it, of course. But yeah, that's me done. 9:42, I'm now having that meal. And as for the rest of the food, I will just put it in cling film. And then just pour some boiling hot water with some soap over the sauce, in the saucepan, because it's done. And throw this away. Yeah, I'm done for today though. That's gonna be my last meal. Yeah, peace. This is the end of this video, probably. So yeah, if I don't have any more clips, I'm done. Let's see what I get up to tomorrow. Salute. Peace out. That shithole salad cream tasted different than I remember. It tasted, enhanced was the first word that came to mind. More enhanced than usual. I'm talking about it like they're steroids or something. Like they're steroided up athletes. Like athletes that have been on the juice, no, but yeah, they tasted different. I don't know why. And that salad cream, I didn't need it. I didn't need it. That was it. It was too much. It was too much. But yeah, anyway, that's it. That's all I have to say. I was gonna have a Nutella wholemeal sandwich or some form of dessert to cool down the spice, but it's gone down after a few minutes of eating. I had I was drinking water like 3 forkfuls, every 3 forkfuls roundabout, just to go easier with myself and be more patient with myself, because I noticed that it was an impulsive decision, and the way I ate is similar. Brash, just like how the decision to eat that food was brash. Yeah, it was quick. Yeah, rushed. But I decided to take control and drink every 3 forkfuls rather than not drink at all during the meal. That is, yeah. Anyway, now I'm really done. I'm going off to bed. So let's see what I get up to tomorrow. Peace.